Welcome to this video, Learn SAP Basics. So to get started with using the SAP system, you must use an SAP user. And an SAP user is basically your unique user. With that, you're using the SAP system. With that, you're using transactions, programs. With that, you're entering data, changing data, deleting data, and so on. So this is basically one of the most important prerequisites that you have to set up before obviously being able to use the SAP system. And nowadays there are a couple of SAP Fiori apps, for example, the Manage Employee tile or some identity tools for the SAP system to make your life easier in setting up SAP users. But basically from scratch, from basic, how you can manage, how you can create SAP users is the transaction SU01. So basically to create users, you obviously have to log into the SAP system to be able to create SAP users. And therefore, every time you're setting up an SAP system, the first time the SAP system comes already with some standard SAP users like SAP, Asterisk, DDIC, and so on. So the first time you have to log in with one of these standard SAP users to be able to create new SAP users. So for every standard SAP user for different SAP systems, there are default passwords that you can use to log in the first time. So especially, for example, for the ABAP Cloud trial version, read the documentation, there you will see the default passwords. So, and here basically to create an SAP user, here you have to use the SU01 transaction. After entering this transaction code, here within the input field user, you have to type in the username. So for example, test_ERP_up. You have to make sure that this user doesn't exist. So here use the search help. So here, for example, clicking on this magnifier icon, enter some selection criteria, like for example, test ERP up, and then check if this user already exists. And here we can see that this user doesn't exist currently. So this is perfectly fine. So, and then after entering your SAP users, here you have to click on this create user button or hit the F8 key. Once you've done this, then you will end up in here. So here you have to enter some information like the last name. So yeah, for example, test, the first name. So here first, for example, enter some additional information and other logon data. Here you have to enter the first password. So here enter this. So here you can repeat it. And then hit the enter key. And here you can now see that the initial password set by the administrator has been set up. So, and this is important that you need to send or inform the user that wants to get access to the SAP system, the credentials, so the username and this initial password. Here, if needed, you can enter some user group, you can enter some validity period and so on. But what is really important is on the roles or, for example, profiles. Here you enter the different authorization roles that the user needs to get access to different transactions, different programs, and so on to basically use the SAP system. If you leave this blank, then the user can't do anything within the SAP system. We will see in a couple of minutes. But this is very important. You need to align with your SAP security department to set this up properly. So, and then if you set up all the needed data, you can hit the save button or use the key combination control and S to save the settings and to create the user. And so now, as mentioned, we will change to the SAP logon, and here we will double click on our logon screen, and now we will enter our credentials, so the SAP username and then the password, and then we hit the enter key. The first time logging into the SAP system, you will be asked to change your password. So here right now, you have to enter new passwords. You have to repeat it, then hit the enter key once again. And now you can see that now you have successfully created a new SAP user. The user has changed the password, and now if the user has the proper authorization, he or she can also use the corresponding programs, transactions, and so on. But here, for example, we will see that if the user wants to do anything, he is not allowed to do so. He will get some messages. So here, you're not authorized. So whatever I'd like to do is not authorized. So even though the SU53, the transaction to check missing authorization, is not granted, but basically here you can create this user, and for example, if you would like to change the user, then you can once again go into the transaction SU01, enter the SAP user, click on the change button, and then go to roles, go to profiles, for example, to change the authorization. So for example, just for demo purposes, you should never do this in productive. I'm assigning the SAP all authorization, I'm saving this, and now I'm switching over to my user. And now if I'm trying to use, for example, the SE16N, now the user is granted, because SAP all is basically giving all authorizations to one user. And as you can imagine, this is critical. You should not do this in productive, but here for demo purposes, this is valid and okay. So yeah, if you have any questions left, put them in the comment sections, and see you in the next video.